Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Welcome to my video on using general keyboard shortcuts in Excel. So oftentimes in counseling research, we manipulate and format data in Excel as we prepare it for analysis either in Excel or in software like SPSS. And I have a set here of fictitious data, and these data contain several variables, as you can see. And I'm going to review some general shortcuts that may help you move through different tasks more efficiently. So over here on the right, these represent key combinations, right? So the Control key plus O brings up the Open Workbook dialog. Control S will save the current workbook. F12 is a Save As, the function 12 key. Control N will open a new workbook. Control P will print the current worksheet. Control F1, and I'll click those now, expands and collapses the ribbon depending on the current state. So if the ribbon is collapsed, it'll expand it. If it's not, it'll collapse it. And the key for that, if you want to click instead of using the shortcut, is this arrow right next to the right here on the ribbon. And then we have the Alt key. And the Alt key is the beginning of many powerful shortcut combinations. And let me demonstrate what I mean. When you depress Alt, you can see that numbers and letters appear on the ribbon. So say for instance I wanted to go to the Insert ribbon. I could hit Alt and then N. And you see it brings up all the functions in the Insert ribbon, and then it gives you other letters. So if you wanted to enter, say, a column chart, you click C, a bar chart B, or any of these other options. Now say this wasn't the ribbon you wanted. You hit Alt and Alt again, and it'll put the letters back on the top. Say we wanted the Home ribbon. And you can see there's a lot of options here. And you might notice that some of them are two-letter options. So let's look at, say, font color, for example. So we want that one. It's FC. So first we would press F, and now you can see on the ribbon it's reduced to just those options that begin with F. And if you follow up with pressing C, it'll bring up the font color dialog. And even another option under more colors, which would be M. And now you have more colors. So by using the Alt key, you can get to a tremendous variety of functions in Excel by following that path. Pressing Alt, picking the ribbon that you want, and then the ribbon selecting the function that you want. And even depending on which one it is, it might drill down further. Then we have Ctrl Z. And this is one I use a lot, particularly when demonstrating in videos like this. It's the undo, right? So if I go here and I delete 50, and I want to have it restored, I hit Ctrl Z, and it restores it. Now what's interesting about Ctrl Z is, say I delete the 80, and then the 50, Ctrl Z once brings back the 50, and twice brings back the 80. Now Ctrl Y will repeat something that you do. So let's say you want to format a particular cell. We'll put some borders around it. Let's go to border. Say we want a thick, and we'll make it a red border, really stand out. So now we have this border around 52 on this final exam score. And we also want to capture this one down here, this score at 52. We can hit Ctrl Y, and it will follow the same steps and give us the border. So that saves a lot of time. You can go through and select various cells and just repeat that function. So I'll Ctrl Z to restore those back. So then we have Control plus Shift plus U. And we use that to expand the formula bar. So it would be Ctrl Shift U, increases the size of the formula bar, and then if we hit it again, it puts it back at normal size. And then two powerful shortcuts which are fairly common when working with research data, Ctrl F and Ctrl H. Ctrl F is the find, and Ctrl H is the find and replace. And it's important to understand how this function works. Say I move here to a blank cell, and I hold down Ctrl F. And let's say that I want to, it brings up the find and replace dialog, as you can see, but it's focused on find because I use Ctrl F and not Ctrl H. And let's say that you can see I have these coded. Gender and program are both coded with zeros and ones, which is how you would import them into Excel. So say that I want to find the 0, because I want to code that with a string instead of the number. So I find, under find what, I hit 0, and then find next. It finds the 0 over here in ID, and it continues to find zeros all throughout the data, not just restricted to gender, which is the variable that I want to modify. Now I'll close this just to show you how this works. I can also hit replace to get to find and replace, but I'll close this and hit Ctrl H, and you can see it just brings up the replace side of find and replace. It retains the 0, and then you can put the value that you want. But again, if I typed in this case, it would be male. So 0 is coded to male, and 1 is coded to female. So if I type in male here, again it's going to search and put that in for all the zeros. So I will close this, and I select just the variable that I want to affect, just the range, and hit Ctrl H, and I want to replace 0 with male. So I type that in, and I want to replace all. And Excel brings up this dialog. It says the search is completed and it made 6 replacements, and you can see they're restricted to just the area that I had selected. And I can close this, and I can hit Ctrl Z and be back to where I was. I hope you found this video on general keyboard shortcuts in Excel to be helpful. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact me, and I'll be happy to assist you.